Hi, friends. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're doing well today. Midweek is a bit of a whirlwind for me when I can feel a little stressed out, so I think today's exercise is a fitting one for day 14 of our 2023 resolution countdown. Today, I want to think about those times and situations in my life when I feel stressed out, or sad, or angry even, miffed, perturbed, disrupted. Make a quick list of what comes to you, or maybe even just try to notice today what's causing you some tension. Being stuck in traffic, or long lines, or maybe it's something at work. No one ever refills the copy paper, or makes more coffee, or respects your space. Maybe it's a specific person that you have to deal with, or a whole team of people. Maybe it's something that you can't fix, like an incurable health problem or a disability. We all have different things that are causing us stress, but it's easy to diminish our problems and think they're not as important as other people's, so we just keep them to ourselves until we even stop acknowledging them altogether. We can acknowledge them, and we should acknowledge them, to ourselves at the very least, to a trusted friend or family member if you are so lucky, as a social media post if you need to. There's no shame in expressing your own problems and asking for help or comfort or witness. We're not saying our problems are worse than everyone else's just by acknowledging them. We're just saying they exist. Most likely you know very well that most of your problems are very little ones compared to some people's in the world. There's really no debate there. I think we should feel blessed to get to evaluate our stresses and problems and realize they're not all that bad as they could be. It's being realistic about what it is you're stressing about, what's angering you, what's causing you upset. Just jot these things down and then take a look at the whole list. What things are problems in how you react or respond? What things are situations or people that you could avoid or redirect somehow? There's this one intersection that I cross between home and the studio that can get backed up pretty bad when a train comes through, and I know this, and yet I still get so freaking frustrated when I hit the backup, and I can feel my discomfort rise, and I'm like, how long is this going to take? And I'm going to be late getting to where I want to be, and as if my presence is really vital to anything. And I get all worked up and angry, and I'm impatient because I have to sit in my car in a line for like 10 minutes longer than I expected. Am I a toddler? Maybe yes, but would anybody really know? Because no, I don't freak out. I don't act out or get like visibly mad. I just like start stewing and my heart rate goes up and I'm just unnecessarily agitated. Like my anger will make the traffic lights sync up any better. It just isn't helpful. So that one's on my list. And most of my list is kind of petty like that, if I'm honest. But then I also have some anger that isn't happening now, but I have continued to carry with me. Anger for abuses that I've suffered, for neglect, for angry for not being believed, angry for losing people that I love. I've been trying to realize when I'm reacting out of that anger or being very defensive in situations that don't warrant it. If we don't acknowledge that it's happening, we can't get past it. This exercise last year helped me realize that my previous job was no longer healthy for me. And I realized how much discomfort and anger and stress it was causing me. And I was just trying to bear it all and smile and not complain. And that's not smart or healthy or a nice way to treat myself. I had to acknowledge that it was not the place that I was meant to be anymore, and that it was time to move on to something else. Was it the worst situation of all time where I was beaten and tortured? No, of course not. It was nothing of the kind. But there's no level of discomfort or stress that you should have to endure unnecessarily. Ideally, when I'm stressed out by traffic or whatever, I will see that I have control over how I react to the situation, that I can have some plans in place to deal with it that will turn it into some kind of enjoyable situation for me. Like now I have time to listen to a whole chapter of that audiobook or a new podcast, or I get to just daydream or come up with a new game I can play. I could make a phone call. I could just listen to music. There's a lot of choices how I react to it. I could also take another way home and drive just a little extra mile or two out of my way and avoid it altogether. I have a lot of power over the situation and how I feel about things that could make me angry or upset. We'll review this list again in a few days when we're deciding our resolutions, but for now, just mark the things that could be different if you reacted differently, or could avoid it or redirect it somehow, that things that you have the power to change. Okay, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching and for your amazing comments especially. It's really helping me keep going. 2 weeks of these has already been a lot to keep up with, but as I still don't have my resolutions in place, I'm going to keep going with it. So I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care, friends.